Another interesting note about that recording, because specifically that one from 1964 Philharmonic is the one that really drew me in. And rather than the 1960 version that she did, which is also beautiful, but the 1964 version, maybe it's because it's live, I'm not sure, maybe it's because she's a few years older, but her voice is a little bit stronger, in my opinion, and more emotional, and it just really has this freedom to it and this piercing pain in it that I find really beautiful and captivating. And what's interesting about that recording is Bob and Joan go back and forth a little bit there. And when it's actually Bob Dylan's concert, but Joan is being brought out as the guest. Now, of course, a few years earlier, Joan had been the main draw and she was bringing Bob out as her guest. But at any rate, she says, she's tuning her guitar and she says, "I'm gonna sing one of Bob Dylan's early songs." To which Bob replies, "Go ahead, see if I care." And the audience laughs. And then she starts singing, and when they realize she's singing Silver Dagger, they start applauding. Bob does not sing on this song, which I think was probably a wise choice. He does do a harmonica solo, which I don't know how I feel about, but it's interesting to try to understand in the context of their relationship and of the folk music movement at the time, what was happening there. I didn't think much of it at the time that I first heard it because I didn't know any of this history. Now, I don't know if when Joan says that to him, if there's a barb to it. I don't know. I kind of hear it now as her saying one of two things. Either she's saying that it's a little bit of ribbing because this is a song that came from the folk tradition and Bob is moving away from that. And so she's kind of calling him out like, hey, remember when Bob Dylan used to do songs like this? Another thing that I've heard people say on Reddit is that possibly she's sort of poking fun at the fact that a lot of people thought that Bob Dylan wrote some folk songs that he did not write. And so maybe she's kind of playing with that. Definitely, whatever it was, there's a lot of, there's a lot of meaning and import behind the words, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes. But it made for a beautiful recording that I absolutely love, and I hope that you enjoy my version of it. Oh, and stay tuned for my review of A Complete Unknown, starring Timothy Chalamet, Monica Barbaro, Elle Fanning, and Pete Seeger. And Edward Norton.